the bill and for the bill, the dollar bill, that is. And any large corporation that wants to make a killing, all they have to do is get the government to put some law out there that says you have to buy what they're selling. Okay? That's all they have to do. And this is the case here. So I can just kind of imagine in my mind that Emergent Biosolutions has probably pushed Congress and the Obama administration into saying people are going to die in the streets if you don't get this thing going right now. Okay? And then just before the vote, when they're pretty sure that it's going to go their way, somebody's going to do a little insider trading, and they're going to buy up all this biosolution emergent junk stock, and it's going to go up overnight, and they're going to be billionaires. Okay? That's how it works. Now, what was I going to get to? The article talked about Solyndra. Okay? Solyndra. I've been seeing this pop up, and there was a headline here. Let me find it here. Where is it? No, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It is right here. This is from thehill.com. House Republicans vote to subpoena White House for Solyndra documents. Republicans on the House Energy and Commerce Committee voted Thursday to subpoena the White House for all internal communications related to the failed solar company Solyndra. The subpoena escalates the ongoing battle between the White House and Republicans over a $535 million Energy Department loan guarantee to Solyndra. You know what a loan guarantee is? A loan guarantee is Solyndra wants to borrow $535 million. A bank says, we're not loaning you a dime. We don't think we're going to get paid back. The government steps in and says, we got this. Go ahead and loan them the money, and if they don't pay it back, then we, the good, benevolent people of the United States federal government, will pay the loan for them. That's what a loan guarantee is. It's just like a guaranteed student loan. If you take out a guaranteed student loan going to college, you don't have to pay it back, okay? The government is going to pay it back for you. Anyway, that's what that is. So Solyndra borrows the money. Solyndra is the California solar panel maker that filed for bankruptcy in early September, setting off a firestorm in Washington. Republicans have pummeled the White House over the loan guarantee for weeks, using Solyndra's bankruptcy to challenge the administration's green energy agenda. So you remember this, okay? Barack Hussein gets in office, and all of a sudden now we're looking at a Marxist communist tree hugger in the White House who is working with Jeffrey Immelt, the head of General Electric, who Obama puts on his Green Jobs panel to get jobs for Americans. Jeffrey Immelt runs General Electric, and General Electric makes a fortune since Obama's been in the White House, and they pay zero taxes. And then when General Electric wants to manufacture something, you know, that Jeffrey Immelt, being the head of the Green Jobs panel in the United States of America, when GE wants to build something, they build it in China. That's what they did. Okay? So now Obama's pushing all of this green stuff. Everything's going green. Got to have solar panels everywhere, this and that and the other. So here is a company called Solyndra that just happens to make solar panels. These benevolent, do-gooding people who are trying to save the environment. And they hit up the federal government for all this money, and the company takes the loan money that they get, that the government backed, and then they filed bankruptcy. Where did the money go? The committee's investigative panel voted 14-9 along party lines to subpoena the internal communications a day after the White House offered to provide documents if Republicans narrowed their request. Every Republican on the panel voted in favor of the subpoena, and every Democrat voted against it. And I'm not saying that Republicans are the good guys, but somebody's got to look into this. And I'll show you why here in a little bit. In fact, let me do this so you kind of get the gist of it here. Here's a company, okay, and I want you to go to the emergentbiosolutions.com and take a look at their logo. Okay, it is the idea, the whole emergent idea. Let me read that to you. Okay, let me read what this idea of emergent is. Okay, when you emerge, that means that you are submerged. You know what submerged means, don't you? It means you're under the water. Revelation 13, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast. I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon the heads of the name of blasphemy. That's what emerging is. And I want you to notice emergent biosolutions. You know what? If you'll give me about 1 minute, I will have a photograph of that for you in case you cannot do it. Let me click here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And I have my photograph, and let me enlarge it just a little bit. And I'm going to do that. And hang on here, emergent. And then I'm going to minimize that, bring that up, and I'm going to add this. And we're getting close now. We're gonna add the emergent logo to the Pastor Mike Online family. Here it is. See how quick that was? That symbol is a symbol of a sunrise. Okay? A sunrise. Now, last night in our Wednesday night Bible study, I told you about the 2 lions. One's real and one's a fake. Okay? There are 2 suns. One's a real sun and one's a fake one. Okay? I have it in my mind that this is the fake one. Okay? Simply because I don't think anthrax is of the Holy Spirit. Okay? But you have the idea of a sun rising up. Okay? So let me go back to me. Okay? And then I'm going to show you something else. This is Solyndra. These are the companies that are pushing all this stuff to get money out of the federal government. The love of money is the root of all evil. And let me show you the Solyndra logo. Here we go. Now we have, of course, it deals with the sun. Okay, it deals with the sun because that's what SOL means in Solyndra. Okay, Sol, which is the sun. But I want you to notice that this sun has a wing on it. Okay, and I'm sure that you have seen this image before. And I pulled this up a while ago. Okay, and I'm going to go back to this so you can see. Okay, there's the Solyndra logo, and here is the ancient Egyptian winged disc. Okay, do you see the similarity here? There's that, and there's that. Okay, that is the winged disc from ancient Egypt. Here is, and I'm going to have to make it a slight adjustment here. Here is another one. Okay. In fact, let me do that. Let me show you that, and then I'll show you that, and then I'll show you that again. Okay. It's the same thing, isn't it? Well, looky there. Okay. What is the winged disc? Okay. What is this in relation to? In fact, I found another one here. Here's an interesting. I would just really encourage you to read this book, The Divine Plan of the Ages: A Helping Hand for Bible Students, written by Charles Taze Russell. Who knows who Charles Taze Russell is? Charles Taze Russell is the head, the founder, the chief architect, and lead false prophet of the Jehovah's Witness movement. This is his tombstone. Imagine that. Okay? And here I was making this little symbol all throughout the broadcast. Now you get it, don't you? Okay? Now you get it. See, they're all playing for the same team. Okay? They just don't know it yet. They all have the same God that is working with them and behind them and through them and for them. They all have the same God. It's all the same concept here. Where does this concept come from? A winged, oh, wait a minute. Hang on, let me do this. That way you'll know, now you know who I am, okay? Let's go to the Scriptures, shall we? Everybody take your King James, open it up, and let's turn to the book of Malachi. The book of Malachi, okay? Malachi chapter 4, verse 2. I love the Bible. I love the Scriptures. I love everything about it. I use the Bible for a lot of things. I use it for just daily help. I use it for help with prayer. I use it for help in being a husband, a father, a pastor, a human being, a boss, whatever. But it's also really, really good at opening up cans that people don't want opened up. On day 4 of creation, let me go back to Genesis chapter 1. On day 4 of creation, the Bible says, and that number 4 means something. Okay, principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness, high places. That's just part of it. The number 4 always indicates the spiritual world. Okay, so on day 4, God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs, for seasons, for days, and for years." See, we have 4 things here. How many seasons do we have? 4. And God, listen, God created it that way. God made it. Listen, the 4 seasons were not the devil's idea. Okay? I know pagans get together and worship on the summer solstice. Their God did not make the summer solstice. My God did. And he put it there for a reason. And I don't have a problem in the world believing and knowing that God put a particular order in the heavens to give us, to show us things. Go back, and if you don't have a copy of this, we'll send it to you. Our study on the cycles of Christian growth. The cycles of Christian growth. Everything in the universe operates in cycles. Everything does. And the sun waxes and wanes just like the moon does. And the sun has sort of a death and rebirth cycle every year. And its death cycle starts around December the 21st at the winter solstice. That's its death part, okay? And then it just kind of comes back up. And it does this every day too, by the way. And God made it that way. God made and designed the rotation of the universe. He designed the circuits of the sun. He designed them to rise up in the east and go down in the west, and that is always a picture of birth and death. Because, and stop and think about this, in the morning, when we wake up, we're almost like children. When I wake up in the morning, I get up early in the morning, usually between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, and some of you are going, that ain't early. Somebody told me they get up at 4:30, and I went, what, in the afternoon? And they said, no, in the morning. I said, you mean there's 2 of them? But anyway, I get up pretty early, and when I wake up in the morning, I can't talk, okay? I don't have enough brain cells with juice flowing through them to be able to articulate anything. I grunt, and I go, okay? I'm just like a little child. But as the day goes on, I'm waking up, vocabulary sets in, fluid motion in my arms, legs, and head moves in, and I'm doing well. I'm in my strength. Okay, and then as the sun sets in the evening, I kind of, I got some strength in me, but it's not like it was around noon. And then about 9 o'clock, I'm kind of, I'm not all that spry anymore. And then about 10 o'clock at night, I lay down and I start to close my eyes, and I have sleep apnea, so literally I stop breathing when I go to sleep. That is a picture of birth and death. Every day we go through the cycle of birth and death. Every day the sun goes through that same cycle. Every year the sun goes through that same cycle. Starting with December the 21st, it's part of death, and then the sun is going to come back out, and it's going